how does a former honor student with a master's degree end up with a double life sentence without the possibility of parole for simply building and running a website? This is the story of Ross Ulbricht, a figure wrapped in controversy, known to some as a digital pioneer and to others as a dangerous criminal. Prosecutors accused him of orchestrating $730,000 in murder for hire plots and running the notorious dark web marketplace Silk Road, which facilitated over $1 billion in illegal drug sales. And as public opinion shifts, even former President Donald Trump has hinted he might consider freeing Ulbricht if re-elected.
And if you vote for me on day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to a sentence of time served.
Let's dive into the rise and fall of Ross Ulbricht, also known as Dread Pirate Roberts, and explore why his story continues to captivate the world.
The most sophisticated internet site in the business of selling hard drugs, including heroin, cocaine, and LSD.
Ross Ulbricht went on trial today. The jury will decide a case that could impact the future of internet privacy.
They called it an uncharged crime. Well, if something's a crime, don't you charge someone for it? And if it's not a crime, why is it there?
You guys do not believe that Ross, that he saw this through, that he was responsible for more than kind of the creation of Silk Road.
Correct.
The clean-cut entrepreneur was living a secret life as a digital drug lord. Ulbricht tried to execute a murder for hire, offering $150,000 to a would-be hitman.
What are you going to do over the next 20 years?
I want to have had a substantial positive impact on the future of humanity by that time.
Ross Ulbricht was born in 1984 in Austin, Texas. He grew up as a typical kid, joining the Boy Scouts, and was known for his peaceful nature, never showing signs of violence. He was academically gifted, constantly making the honor roll and earning a full academic scholarship to the University of Texas at Dallas, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in physics and later pursuing a master's degree in material science at Penn State University. While in school, Ulbricht developed a keen interest in libertarian ideas. Influenced by the writings of Ludwig von Mises, a free market capitalist and critic of socialism. He even worked on Ron Paul's presidential campaign, exploring the ideas of limited government and individual freedom. Ulbricht became passionate about agorism, a philosophy that advocates voluntary exchanges and counter-economics, and as you'll soon see, plays a significant role in his later life. In 2010, after a series of failed business ventures, including day trading and a video game startup, Ulbricht partnered up with his downstairs neighbor to create Good Wagon Books, a business focused on collecting and selling used books online. Ulbricht managed the website and created a custom script to price books based on their Amazon rankings. But this entrepreneurial spirit sought something bigger. By late 2010, Ulbricht began exploring Bitcoin during his days as a day trader. On his LinkedIn page, he expressed a desire to use economic theory as a means to abolish the use of coercion and aggression among mankind. In his journal, he noted the idea of creating a website where people could buy anything anonymously, with no digital trail leading back to them. Ulbricht, like many libertarians, believed drug was a personal choice and that the war on drugs was a failed policy. This philosophy inspired his new venture, Silk Road. So in early 2011, Ulbricht decided to shut down Good Wagon Books and focus on his new project, a dark web marketplace. To achieve this, however, he needed to learn how to configure servers for a Tor hidden service. And for those unfamiliar, Tor is a software that enables anonymous browsing by routing internet traffic through a network of volunteer servers, encrypting data in multiple layers. This process is called onion routing. This made Silk Road nearly impossible to trace and allowed users to engage in illegal activities without fear of detection. However, during the development of Silk Road, Ulbricht made a critical error. He was identified on Stack Overflow asking questions about server configurations under the username Frosty, which was initially linked to his real name. This misstep would later be used by the FBI to establish a connection between Ulbricht and the alias Dread Pirate Roberts. Silk Road officially launched in February 2011. Ulbricht, using the pseudonym Altoid, began promoting the site on various forums. This allowed the marketplace to quickly attract nearly 1 million users worldwide, becoming a hub for drug sales, counterfeit currency, and illegal services. Silk Road's success was driven by the use of Bitcoin, which allowed users to transact anonymously by avoiding linking their real names to their crypto wallet. Silk Road's meteoric rise was undeniable, generating hundreds of millions of dollars in sales and over $13 million in Bitcoin commissions for Ulbricht. But this success also drew the attention of law enforcement agencies determined to bring this down. Silk Road's rapid growth did not go unnoticed. From its inception in 2011, and with hundreds of millions of dollars flowing through the site in Bitcoin, law enforcement agencies around the world began investigating the marketplace. The main goal was to uncover the mysterious figure behind the site known only as Dread Pirate Roberts. The FBI's breakthrough came in 2011 when a tip from Homeland Security Investigations led them to an online post on a forum dedicated to magic mushrooms. A user named Altoid had casually mentioned Silk Road, saying, "I came across this website called Silk Road. I'm thinking of buying off it. Let me know what you think." 2 days later, Altoid made a similar post on the Bitcoin Talk forum, calling Silk Road an anonymous Amazon.com and providing a link to the site. This type of post, known as astroturfing, was intended to create buzz and make Silk Road seem like an authentic discovery. However, this attempt to drum up interest would soon become critical evidence in the FBI's investigation. 8 months later, Altoid reappeared in the Bitcoin Talk forum, but this time seeking an IT pro in the Bitcoin community for a new venture-backed Bitcoin startup. The post invited interested parties to contact him via email, which included his full name. This was the first clear link between the public persona of Dread Pirate Roberts and Ross Ulbricht. With this information in hand, the FBI began piecing together a digital profile of Ulbricht, focusing on his online behavior and activities. As investigators dug deeper, they noticed another significant clue. The times when Dread Pirate Roberts was active online, it often matched when Ulbricht was logged into his personal Gmail account. Records showed Ulbricht frequently accessing his email from an internet cafe in San Francisco, the same cafe where the VPN used to log into Silk Road was traced. The FBI matched these clues, building a case that Ross Ulbricht was not only involved in Silk Road, but was in fact the creator and operator. But that's not all. The most damning piece of evidence came in the form of server logs when the FBI seized the Silk Road server in Iceland in July 2013. This server contained chat logs, transaction data, and internal communications that painted a detailed picture of Silk Road's operations. Importantly, the server was set to Pacific Standard Time, further pointing to someone operating in Ulbricht's known location in the US West Coast. Ulbricht's arrest became a priority when FBI agents intercepted a package containing 9 fake IDs with Ulbricht's photos but under different names. Sent from Canada to a San Francisco address, this package provided physical evidence linking Ulbricht to the Silk Road's need for multiple identities to conduct operations discreetly. But what sealed the case was Ulbricht's continued mistakes online. Despite his efforts to mask his identity using VPNs and Tor, he occasionally logged in to his personal accounts without proper protection, exposing his location and activities to law enforcement. The FBI's digital forensic experts were able to track and map out Ulbricht's involvement with an almost unbroken chain of evidence. As Silk Road expanded, well, so did the threats to its operation, including from within its own user base. One of the most shocking allegations against Ulbricht was his involvement in multiple murder-for-hire plots orchestrated to protect the secrecy and security of the site. The first major incident involved a Canadian drug dealer and extortionist known as Friendly Chemist, who threatened to reveal the identities of thousands of Silk Road users unless he was paid $500,000. Ulbricht felt concerned and contacted another user, Red and White, who claimed to have the means to eliminate the threat. In a chilling exchange, Ulbricht allegedly wrote, "In my eyes, Friendly Chemist is a liability, and I wouldn't mind if he was executed." He negotiated a price for the hit, stating, "Don't want to be a pain here, but the price seems pretty high. Not long ago, I had a clean hit done for $80K. The dialogue continued, with Red and White confirming the hit and sending a photo as proof of the completed job, for which Ulbricht allegedly paid approximately $150,000 in Bitcoin. But this wasn't the only alleged hit. Ulbricht was accused of orchestrating several murder-for-hire plots to eliminate threats from competitors and blackmailers. One plot involved a Silk Road employee suspected of stealing from the site. Although no physical evidence of these murders were ever found, no bodies, no verified deaths, these chat logs painted a picture of a man willing to go to extreme lengths to protect his operations. The FBI, however, determined that these murder-for-hire plots were likely scams. The hitman had taken Ulbricht's money, but never actually carried out the killings, further complicating the already murky accusations. Despite this, the allegations were heavily publicized and used by prosecutors to shape Ulbricht's image as a ruthless criminal mastermind during his trial. By October 2013, the FBI had gathered enough evidence linking Ross Ulbricht to Silk Road, but needed to catch him logged in as Dreadpile Roberts to secure their case. On October 1st, 2013, plainclothes federal agents spread out across Glen Park neighborhood in San Francisco, monitoring public places with free Wi-Fi, hoping to catch Ulbricht online. At 2:40 p.m., an undercover agent known as Sirius logged into Silk Road chats from a nearby coffee shop. Minutes after Dreadpile Roberts signed off, agents saw Ulbricht leave his apartment and enter the Glen Park branch library, where Dreadpile Roberts soon logged back in. Sirius engaged Ulbricht in conversation, asking him to check flag messages, ensuring he was logged into Silk Road as Dreadpile Roberts. With confirmation in hand, the FBI had to move quickly. Agents staged a fake argument nearby to distract Ulbricht while another agent grabbed his laptop before he could close it. Agent Thomas Kiernan immediately began copying data from the laptop, securing crucial evidence including chat logs and transaction records, directly linking Ulbricht to the operation of Silk Road. The arrest marked the end of Ulbricht's role as Dreadpile Roberts and the downfall of Silk Road. Ross Ulbricht's trial began on January 13, 2015, in the Southern District of New York, drawing significant attention due to its unprecedented nature and the glimpse it provided into the dark web. The prosecution, led by Assistant U.S. Attorney Serene Turner, portrayed Ulbricht as the mastermind behind a massive criminal enterprise. Turner argued that Ulbricht created and operated Silk Road, earning millions in Bitcoin by facilitating illegal transactions, including drug trafficking and other criminal activities. On the other side, Ulbricht was represented by attorney Joshua Drattel, a seasoned lawyer known for defending high-profile cases. Drattel contended that while Ulbricht may have started Silk Road, he was not Dreadpile Roberts during the site's peak operations. The defense argued that Ulbricht had handed over control of Silk Road to others and was ultimately set up as the fall guy, targeted because of his previous involvement with the site. Despite the defense's arguments, the prosecution presented a compelling case with overwhelming evidence, including chat logs, transaction records, and testimony from law enforcement. The jury deliberated for only a few hours before finding Ulbricht guilty on all counts, including engaging in continuing criminal enterprise, money laundering, computer hacking, and drug trafficking conspiracies. Ross Ulbricht's case continues to spark controversy, with ongoing debates about digital privacy, the war on drugs, and government surveillance. The possibility of a pardon hinted at by former President Donald Trump keeps the story alive and underscores the complexities of Ulbricht's legacy. Was he a visionary or a criminal? Well, the answer depends on who you ask, but his impact is undeniable. On May 29, 2015, Ulbricht was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Judge Catherine Forrest cited the extensive harm caused by Silk Road, describing Ulbricht's role as the mastermind of a vast criminal enterprise. The severity of the sentence was influenced by the murder for hire allegations, even though they were never formally charged. His sentencing sparked debate, with some seeing him as a criminal mastermind and others viewing him as a martyr for internet freedom and privacy.